Question 23, Part A. The 11 people in Sam's cricket team always bat in the same order. Sam recorded the batting order and the average number of runs scored by each player during the season. Part 1. Display the data as a scatter plot on the graph provided on page 29. Make sure that you have labelled the axes. Each row in the table represents a point on the scatter plot, and the x and y coordinates of each point are given by the first and second columns in the table respectively. So if we take the first point in the scatter plot, so that's given by the first row, and the coordinates of the first point are 1, 16. The coordinates of the second point in the scatter plot are 2, 10. The third point is 3, 11, and so on, all the way to 11, 1. Plotting these points on the scatter plot, which is found on page 29, firstly I labelled the axes in accordance with the instructions. So the x-axis is batting order, the y-axis is average number of runs, and we can see each of these points plotted given the coordinates in the table. So the first row is the point with coordinates 1, 16, and we locate that point on the scatter plot. So 1 on the x-axis, so that's 1 to the right of the origin, and then 16 above the x-axis to get to this point here. So this is the point 1, 16. This is the point 2, 10, 3, 11, and so on. And this is our completed scatter plot. Part 2. Draw a line of fit on your scatter plot on the graph paper provided on page 29. No calculations are necessary. When drawing a line of fit by eye, try and position the line such that half the points on the scatter plot are above the line and the other half are below the line. Also, try and minimize the distance between each of the points and the line of fit. Now the line in red is my estimate for the line of fit. Part 3. Using your scatter plot, describe the correlation between the batting order and the average number of runs. The first thing to note is the gradient of the line of fit, which indicates the direction of the relationship or the correlation. Now going from left to right, the gradient is negative. So what that means is that the higher the batting order, the lower the average number of runs. So we have a negative correlation between the batting order and the average number of runs. Now the next thing to note is the distance between the points and the line of fit. And we can see that the points are fairly close to the line of fit that we drew in part 2. And that indicates a strong correlation between the batting order and the average number of runs. So to summarize, we have a strong negative correlation between the batting order and the average number of runs.